What's up guys, welcome to today's video. Today we have something quite interesting, and first of all, since I didn't cover such product on this channel so far, it's going to give me some challenges as well, trying to give you more information about it as much as possible. So what it is today that we have MAONOCASTER C2 Neo compact high-end device that gives you a possibility to record, stream, and do all that you do on your podcast, streaming, gaming, or whatever, and connect your microphone with an XLR connection. Now, it's strictly XLR. You can't connect your microphone with USB Type-C or 3.5mm jack, so you do need to take that into consideration before we go any further and discuss everything that this streaming mixer has. Now, this thing is quite cool because it has an integrated battery, and you can go for 7 hours having it just like this, charged fully, and use it as you wish and as you desire. Now, let's break it down and go into some details and specs, what you need to know about it. Then we're gonna test out everything that we have here. But first of all, I'm talking right now through my microphone and recorded directly through my Scarlett 2i2. So it's just to give you some idea how this will function and how it is currently working or recording or going through microphone, whatever. Let's check it out. So we have a compact high-end streaming mixer with advanced audio processing technology, which delivers clear sound for all types of streaming content. It has a real-time monitoring through headphone output, which gives you a possibility to make on-the-spot adjustments for your broadcast. Now, this is quite cool. As already stated, and I do have to mention it again, so C2 Neo does not support USB or 3.2 microphones. It has 12-step autotune, 6 reverb modes, and customizable sound pads. It supports high-end dynamic microphones through ultra-low gain XLR inputs with plus 48 volts phantom power. The C2 Neo targets content creators and streamers specifically, uses AMC Neo audio engine, and when we go to the interface at the back, we have the power on button, we have power for USB-C inlet, we have USB-C input for your computer, we have stream out, which is line out 3.5mm jack, then we have headphone 3.5mm jack, then we have 3.5mm auxiliary jack, and we have the XLR microphone connection. Taking a look at the front, what we got right here. So starting from the knobs, and then we go to the buttons on top and indication lights on the far right side. So the buttons, we have a microphone gain knob, and right beneath it we have a mic fader. On the side we have microphone levels, and they show a bit lower than usual it should be, because it's showing on my other devices a bit higher levels than it shows here. So take that into consideration. Then we have the big knob, which controls the output overall. Then we have the output level meter, headphone volume fader, which is far right slider. Then we have 48 volt phantom power supply switch, Bluetooth switch button, reverb button, 6 modes or reverb presets. Then we have the sidechain, and if you do long press, then you have the music only. Then we have direct monitoring, where you can hear yourself in the headphones. Long hold is to switch it off, and you can even get the loop back. Then we have pitch presence, which we have 5 or 6 modes, but we'll get to that part later on. Noise reducer, we have 2 stages of that, or you can switch it off. And then we have ABC sound pads, which gives you an option to do some voice recordings. Near the microphone gain knob, we have the auxiliary adjustment knob, and at the far right top side, we have the battery level display and Bluetooth indication. Now, for some specification, frequency response is from 20 Hz to 20 kHz. We have battery at 1500 mAh, charging takes up to 2.5 hours, and battery life is up to 7 hours. We have Bluetooth 4.2, and the size of the MAONOCASTER C2 Neo is 185 x 130 x 50. I would usually use the Maono PD200X microphone just to give you a full mono experience, right? But since I want to give you a comparison to Scarlett 2i2 and MAONOCASTER C2 Neo, I think this would be much better in those terms, just to give you some comparison. So let's connect this all together and check out how this sounds, and of course test all the buttons and how it goes, right? Okay, so this part of the video is going to be a bit different since I have a short USB-C cable here connected at the USB connection to the PC, laptop or anything that you have. I think you could swap with another USB Type-C to USB Type-C, but right here what you get inside the box is USB-C to USB Type-A. So to turn on the connection, what you need to do is, even though you have it connected right here, you do need to press the plus 48 volts just to power it on in those terms, even though the battery was turned on. So there's that. You need to know that. Now the gain, I think it's a bit too high, so let me just lower it down a bit, and here we go. So as I already stated, this right here should be showing, it shows a bit less when we're talking about the level, and this should be a bit even higher than it's showing, right? We have Bluetooth connection, and I connected it to my PC just to test it out, but it doesn't work in that way, so you can't record your XLR microphone through Bluetooth to your PC. It recognizes it as a speaker, so there's something different. So we have reverb presets. Now, since I'm not listening to myself, this is going to be funny because I'm going to test it out later on, and let's see how it sounds. So it has what we said, I think we said it has 6 reverb presets, and each time when you click it differently, now I don't know how I'm sounding currently, it goes in a different color, giving you an idea what reverb present it is. So we have red, green, blue, and this one is turned off, and we have light blue, and after that we have the purple. Now basically those 5, when it's turned off, it's back to normal standard configuration that you have. Sidechain as already mentioned, and direct monitoring for your loopback, and then we have the pitch presence. Now this is going to be interesting because it has male, female, baby, and some, well, you'll hear. So here we go with
I think this is female voice, and it sounds, well, it sounds like as it sound, and I'm going to have to hear it later on. Then we have the male voice.
Apparently this is the male voice, and when we're talking about the indication, you have each time
you press the button and it indicates something, a different color, so you notice in which one of the pitch presets you are.
we go with this one. I don't know how this sounds. I'm really curious to listen to this after we finish with everything, and I think this
is switched off. So each time when you do the reverb presence or the pitch presence, to switch it off, you can't see the lights. That's it. So no presence, no lights right here. If you have a certain preset, then it will switch into those colors that is set by default. Now you've heard everything, and you know how it works and what you could do. When we're talking about the volume and the gain, actually, so I'm adjusting it as I speak, and let's lower it down. So going back to, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stages. I'm currently at the 5th stage, and recording at this is something like maybe 30-40 centimeters. Then we go to the 4th stage and the 3rd stage, and continuing down to the 2nd stage, and finally finishing up, well, basically closing all the gain there is. But we can put the volume up a bit and see what does that do. It literally doesn't change that a bit. So here we go back with the gain and placing it at number 5, and that will be it. So everything is right here, and I have to check out the recording just to give you some opinion on it. So I do have to admit, it was funny listening to the female male voice, and I don't know what the other voices were. The reverb presence are something like a hallway tunnel or something like that, where it gives you some variations in different rooms, and this is where you can play around, of course. And finally at the end we have the sound pad that gives you some recorded presets that you want to record, and just with the press of a button add. Should it be some sort of a sound or your voice, it's all up to you. Another thing that I would like to mention is that the USB Type-C to USB Type-A cable is really short if you want to have it right here in front of you doing some other stuff like recording a podcast or anything similar to that, and that's the only downside, I would say. But the cable is solvable, or could be solved if you just buy a longer cable. So yeah, there's that. And finally, at the end, this was MAONOCASTER C2 Neo streaming mixer, which you could check out in the link in the description below if you want to check out something like this. It's all up to you, but the link is in the description below. And finally, for future content, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button and click the notification bell so you get notified actually about all of the future content coming right up. So that'll be all for today. Thank you for watching and see you quite shortly. Bye bye.